Hello, everyone. I just wanted to come on and wish you guys a beautiful Thursday. It is freaking gorgeous out today. It's like 60 degrees and the sun is shining, and I'm on my lunch break from work, and I just felt urged to come on and say hello and just share something with you guys that I was just thinking about as I was breathing and walking consciously, like focusing on the music and just connecting. Last year, before I did or maybe not even last year, a couple of years ago, when this really dark night of soul all started, it was a really deep, dark night of soul, and it lasted for about a year. And I'm just now coming out of it. I'm still kind of at the tail end of it, but I feel like it's like a constant growth. It's like fine-tuning our frequency almost. It's like, okay, I'm here, but I'm finding myself having these programmed thoughts that I know aren't mine, and feelings that aren't mine. For instance, I'm trying to think of a good one for you. It's the things that we think we're automatically supposed to feel. And I find myself when I have to do the dishes or having to do anything really, honestly, truly, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to. And it's like, why? Why don't you want to? Because the end result you want your dishes clean. So why don't you want to do the dishes? And it's like, you kind of have to dissect it. And it's like, why do I feel such a resistance towards doing the dishes or whatever it may be? And it's like, wow, that's not mine. You have to dissect it. And then you're like, wow, that's really not mine. Do you really, while you're doing the dishes, are you, I've never been I've always felt like, oh, why was I so I didn't want to do this? It wasn't that bad, as I'm doing it. Or you're like, oh, I don't want to go for that walk or whatever, but it's like that end effect you want to feel good, you want to feel connected to source, so we have to really figure out what we want and kind of reprogram our minds to stop thinking that we don't want it, because that's where you're not going to manifest what you want, because you're giving the universe mixed signals, if that makes sense. I'm kind of fine-tuning this stuff as I go, and I just was thinking about how back when this all started, I remember trying to do deep breathing and how hard it was for me. I literally had trained myself to clench my stomach so that I didn't look as fat. And in doing so, I inhibit my breathing, and I'm not even able to take deep breaths because I'm so busy holding my breath in and clenching my stomach muscles so that I look thinner. So that was one of the ones that I really had to work on and really consciously let go of, especially when I'm in front of people. Taking a deep breath and actually deep belly breathing is really hard. Now it's not so bad, but in the beginning I couldn't even unclench my stomach all the way. I had to do it in steps. It's hard to explain. I had to literally sit in a room full of people and train myself to unclench my stomach. And now I'm actually able to deep breathe, and I don't really have to think about it too much. And if I catch myself holding in my stomach muscles, I'm just like, let it go, girl. What the hell, but I was just thinking how before my work, how tense and tight I was. And take a minute to tune into your body, and see if you're holding any tension anywhere. If there's anything that you've programmed yourself to do, tighten your stomach muscles to try to be thinner, because I've always been an overweight since I was forever. And then when I went to school, I remember looking at myself in comparison to the other kids at the desks and how much room they had in between their stomachs and the desk, and how I didn't. And I would sit there and say, you're not you're not hungry, you're fat, continuously in my head, so that the hunger would go away. And eventually it did. And I just think about that for a minute, how sad that is. That's what our system does to us. That's what the system does. That's what it does to our soul. literally crushes us down, you know? This is how you're supposed to be, and if you're not this way, then you're not whatever, good enough, you know, whatever it is. It's like, that's all false programming. It's time to let it go. Time to let it go, you know? It's time to embrace who you are and stop living your life for everyone else, because honestly, it's not going to get any better until we do, you know? That's the truth. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Have a great day. Enjoy that sunshine if it's sunny where you are.